Guys, Oracle's up almost 13% today. They beat on revenue. They beat on EPS. They just announced last night $1.39 per share versus $1.33 expected, and $13.3 billion in revenue versus a $13.23 billion in revenue that they were expecting. These guys crushed. Now, guys, remember, this is a company that has slowed its growth a little bit over time, but it's still a great company. $451 billion market cap. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this company, 451 market cap versus enterprise value 572. That 120 is debt. Essentially, that difference there between market cap and earnings. And you might be wondering, well, why does that matter? Well, if you look at other software businesses, very few of them have this much debt. And this is a lot of debt for a company that generates $12 billion in free cash flow. It's still a lot of free cash flow, but to have that debt level, I mean, let's go to our 8 pillars and you can even see almost 10 times its last 5 years free cash flow. That's a lot, especially for a software business. The software business has 71% gross margin, which is higher than Microsoft. Remember, the gross margin is the percentage of the sales they get that can be added to the bottom line if they sell one extra unit. So it's really high gross margin, allows them really grow, but I don't know why they have all this debt. Now, guys, let's go check out the earnings release. And before we go any further, guys, this YouTube channel is 24/7 channel, is our dedication to market news, market reactions, earnings releases, anything on a short-term basis. So if you want to get those quick snippets, those quick learning events, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. And a side note, I'm very active on Twitter. Follow me at @EMPaulG, @EMPaulG. I talk on there. I've posted almost 5,000 posts in the last 2.5 years. I love being on there. Let me know what you think of Oracle once you add me. And if you're one of the members of our community, write me a direct message. I will follow you back if you tell me what your username and email is, because I like following our community members. So guys, GAAP earnings per share up 20%. Non-GAAP earnings per share up 17%. That's a lot for a company that is pretty big and not growing that much. Revenue up 7% in US dollars. Cloud revenue, big one, up 21%. That's big. Now remember, that's the cloud revenue. Cloud infrastructure is up 45%. Cloud. We have Amazon Web Services. We have Google. We have Microsoft Azure. We have all these things. They all have their cloud services. It's very high margin. So a lot of people really focus on that. The CEO of Oracle, Safra Catz, says, as cloud services become Oracle's largest business, both our operating income and earnings per share growth accelerated. As I said, high margin business. When you can add $1 in a business that generates 80% margin, you're going to add 80 cents to that bottom line versus another business might be 20 or 30% or 40%. You don't have to spend, you don't have to get as much revenue growth to really drive that profit. And that's what all these companies are trying to do. Drive that cloud business more and more and more because it's high margin currently. Now, obviously, over time, my guess is that as cloud becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, there can be lower and lower margins for it. Oracle has 162 data centers in operation and under construction around the world. The largest of these data centers is 800 megawatts. Now, guys, Oracle's chairman and CTO, Chief Technology Officer, Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison was the founder of Oracle. There's some great stories about how he founded the company. Literally, he talks about how he'd be sitting on a lawn chair in his living room eating ramen noodles while the landlord was knocking on his door because he didn't have money to pay his rent. And now this is a guy who's close to 80, one of the richest men in the world. His son just bought Paramount Global. It has the offer to buy Paramount Global. His son or daughter, I think it was his daughter, was the producer of one of my favorite movies ever, Zero Dark 30, about the attack to catch Osama bin Laden. So the family, and Larry Ellison's been married like 87 times. He's got boats like crazy. He's got all these houses around the world. I mean, he's quite the interesting gentleman. Back in the early 2000s, he was wearing $10,000, business suits, but the guy's worth a boatload. I mean, I guess that's what you do when you're up there. Now, board of directors declared a quarterly dividend of 40 cents per share. That's what they've announced here. Sorry about that. 40 cents per share, outstanding common stock. Now, this is Oracle's website where they talk about who has used their cloud services. All these people. And they freaking love bragging about it, as they should. I don't even know 95%. Oh, Fanatics. Great. I'm actually getting a package today from Fanatics. I actually forgot what I ordered. Isn't that amazing? I think everybody does that. They order so much crap on the internet that they forgot what they ordered. But yeah, Fanatics is sending me a package today, and I'm excited to get whatever Michigan gear I bought from them. Charter County of Wayne, Michigan, Weber Grills. So guys, Oracle, incredible company. I just get apprehensive about that debt level. Doesn't mean it's in a void. They are generating a lot of cash flow, but I want to sit there and focus on what analysts are expecting. They're expecting a doubling pretty much of profit in the next 5 or 6 years. Revenue growth is pretty solid. The question is, why do you guys need so much debt? You have 71% margins. Why do you have 10 times your free cash flow in debt? That's the question I have for them. Guys, reminder, please subscribe to this channel to get more updated news 4 or 5 times per week and follow me on Twitter. Thank you for your time.